Hi guys, it's Marissa. Good morning. Hope you're having a good day. It's beautiful weather today, so that's always a good way to start the day. Today I'm going to be sharing some exciting news. There's been some more information about the first home loan deposit scheme. So this was an election promise by the federal Liberal government before they won the election, and we're now starting to see some information filter through about it, which is very exciting. So the scheme is actually going to start on the 1st of January. 2020, so not long to go now, and basically a National Housing Finance and Investment Corporation has been set up to administer the scheme and to make it come to life. They have appointed one bank at this stage to be part of the scheme, and there will be more banks appointed. The full panel of lenders will be known by the 20th of December 2019, so we're waiting for that information. Basically, in a nutshell, the scheme provides a guarantee from the government that will allow low to middle income earners to be able to purchase a first home with a deposit of as little as 5%, whilst avoiding the cost of lenders' mortgage insurance. So this will potentially save these purchasers thousands of dollars of lenders' mortgage insurance, which is obviously a great win for them. I guess whilst this is a really good scheme, I think it's a very, very positive scheme, and it will be very good for the applicants that can take advantage of it. It is going to be limited to 10,000 loans per year. So across Australia, that's obviously not very many. So if people want to take advantage of the scheme, they're going to have to speak to their mortgage broker quickly so that they can try and be eligible for this scheme and get the scheme for them before the scheme runs out. So that's all I've got to say on that at the moment. If you do want any more information, get in touch with us. We'll try and see if we can help you out. Now, land tax. Moving on to SA land tax. I mean, there's supposed to have been voted on by now, but we're still waiting. Apparently the vote's going to happen today. So last time I spoke to you, I told you that the state Liberal government were trying very hard to try and convince John Daly, who was the independent member that really held the power in the vote, to actually vote for the bill. Now, John Daly, even though he was adamant that he would not agree to this bill, he didn't agree with aggregation, he has done a bit of a backflip, unfortunately. So John Daly has now expressed in the media that he is going to support the bill in the vote, but he has negotiated some changes. So just in a nutshell, he's negotiated that the $10 million transition fund to compensate people that will really lose out of this will be increased to $25 million, and that will be available for people over a 3-year period versus over a 1-year period as it was before. There's also some inbuilt concessions for developers that are holding vacant land for development. There's a reduction in the second tier tax rate from 1.65% to 1%. And the top threshold has been lifted from 1.3 to 2 million. So there have been a few concessions that have come through, and John Daly has negotiated a better outcome than what was presented in the bill. But I have to say that it's just the more we talk about this bill and the more negotiations that are done, the more complex it is becoming. We're going to end up with such a complicated piece of legislation that no one's really going to understand it. And if they're really trying to close a loophole, often the more complicated legislation is, the more loopholes that can be derived from it. So I wonder whether this is really the right move. And also the fact that all of these concessions have been negotiated by Daly also means that the state government is going to be losing a lot more money. So they're estimated to lose $189 million in land tax revenue, although the people who are affected by aggregation will still end up paying an extra $89 million in land tax. So it's sort of a lose-lose for the people that are losing, who actually are the current property holders. And it's also a lose-lose for the government because their land tax revenue is reducing now as opposed to increasing, which is what it was first proposed to do. So in a bizarre turn of events, the Greens are now questioning their support of this bill because it's not raising the revenue that it should have raised. So you know, who knows what's going to happen. I'm still against the aggregation. I think it doesn't encourage investment in our state, and I think that that's a real shame. But let's just see what happens. Apparently the vote will happen today. What I'm going to do to help you out is I'll attach the new land tax rates to the bottom of this post in the comment section so that you can actually see how the land tax rates will look if John Darley's model is approved and accepted today by Parliament. Anyway, that's all from me today. Hope you have a great day and let me know if you have any questions. Love to hear from you. Thanks. Bye.